All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier self hypnosis coach and your personal guide. So maybe I can look at today as part two to yesterday's pod, or if you're listening to this pod first, do check out yesterday's pod just to get a feel of the flow of my thoughts and if it connects with you in in a deeper way, in a way where you feel like you want to share, definitely do drop me a comment in the chat box below. So like I said, yesterday was all about nostalgia and just reflecting on what the role of reunions in our lives as digital coaches. And of course, today is day two of that weekend reunion. And it's definitely given me, time to reflect, to think about, um, being with people literally that I've known for more than half my life. Uh, it's definitely to say the least, it's a fascinating reflection on who I was as a person as compared to who I am today, and of course, who I'm becoming more and more every day. And the reason why I say this is, uh, as digital coaches, meaning as coaches who are on a mission, who've truly um, taken to heart what we do. And this honestly doesn't matter whether, when we always talk about the five streams. What are these five streams? Health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, and purpose. So, as a digital coach, maybe you're focusing on one of these areas in your professional line of work, and you're in the process, of course, also of building your. In the old days, we used to call it building your clientele, but today we are talking about building communities, and we truly want to be able to help people who not only align with our thinking, but who share a similar passion, who share a similar desire to be able to be part of a larger movement. So, in the work that we do, the more we are willing to dive deeper, the more we're willing to, you know, get to know more and more of who we are. What's interesting, especially at a time like this, which is, um, being with friends and soaking in the reunion spirit. I think it's fascinating because if you had asked me 25, 30 years ago, um, who who would I be? Who would I be becoming? Obviously, I have no clue. And in many ways, when I look back, even at the last 20, 21 years in a professional context, it's definitely been a journey. And along the way, I've most definitely let go of a lot of who I used to be. And I've along the way embraced more of who, not only who I want to be, but who I want to be that can give to others. And in today's day and age, we talk about authenticity. We talk about being willing to, uh, being willing to go to our own dark spaces, our own shadow, as we call it, um, and being willing to address and acknowledge, things about us that maybe till recently or till some time back we were unwilling to acknowledge. So I find it fascinating, that it's moments like this that actually give me a reason to reflect and also notice how much I've changed. And I can definitely tell you this as a digital coach, and I'm sure you've had a similar kind of experience, that this kind of work is actually It's a lot of hard work, and yet it's a lot of rewarding work. It's really coming from a space of deep passion, and knowing that we are not wanting to just spout fluff, things that just sound good, but if we are not practicing it, then we know that we are out of um, alignment. So as I said, like really thinking about and remembering who I used to be, even 10, 15, and of course, 20 plus years ago. Uh, it uh, it definitely gives me a moment to kind of uh, uh, to just notice how this journey has been. And you know in a day or two we will obviously be back to our regular programming. uh, but yeah, if you are somebody who's been watching this live, and of course if you happen to be watching this later as a video, now you may be already consuming this on my YouTube channel, my YouTube podcast, or you may be watching it on Facebook, and I'd love to hear from you. Like, um, what was your take on this? What did you get to reflect on for you in your own life, right? Uh, how do you relate to reunions? And especially this is when we talk about people you've known from school, people you've known from college. Um, so yeah, many more I'm sure to come in the days ahead. But uh, as you know, I do create these pods inspired by my day. It's like in the old days, people, when I say old days, I'm talking in the early days of blog writers, people would write based on their experiences of the day, things that they're uh, familiar with, things that they're dealing with. And for me, what I find very very fascinating is, and I never considered myself to be a documentarian, but um, taking time and making time on a daily basis to reflect on the day and how this relates to me, my life, especially as a digital coach on a daily basis, is has been nothing short of fascinating. And at this point, I think we're probably close to about 300 300 days of daily uploading content, shooting reels, and of course reels I think now is close to maybe about 5 or 6 months of a reel a day. And um, the Facebook Live definitely is closer to about 300 at this point. So I'm glad that I just really connected with creating and shooting at Facebook Lives, and that's just been growing and growing and growing. And being here like this with you gives me an opportunity to share my own thoughts. And I truly believe that somewhere in this, it does resonate with you. And I definitely look forward to hearing you share your feedback, your questions, what you liked about this pod. And if you'd like me to um, continue to work on the format, do let me know what you'd like to hear more about. I'm also considering doing like a second version of the pod, which is more sort of like an interview format, meaning where like conventionally nowadays when we talk about podcasts, we also have an interview element. So if there are any um, digital coaches that you'd like me to interview, definitely let me know. And my intention is, of course, as our tagline goes, to help you to teach you to maximize your market value. So if you feel there are people that you can learn from, so that you can change um, your own beliefs, uh, definitely let me know, uh, and I will set up those calls so that we can hear from them. Like, how do they do this? How do they navigate this journey of being a digital coach? So with that, I want to thank you. And last but not the least, just remember, if you've already been on this journey now for a while, and it's like at one level saying if you are a seasoned digital coach and you're wondering, like, I've spent time, effort, money on building out and creating systems. So I've invested in tools, in technology, and mentorship programs, but somehow it's not translating in my business. Like, what am I missing? Simply put, it's like mera number ka baayega. So if this is something that you resonate with and you'd like to know how you can actually maximize your market value and how you can really be able to, as I say, to go from mera number ka aayega to life jingalala. So if this is something that you want to know more about, you want to learn more about, I've created this workshop which happens on Sunday at 11 a.m. So reach out to me and let me know. Of course, there is a link that you will definitely be able to see on my YouTube podcast channel. So definitely looking forward to hearing from you. And I will be back again, of course, with another live. So just wanted to wish you all the very best. And as always, remember to live with purpose. So have a wonderful day and see you soon.